Hi guys, Clint Taylor here from the Property Investor Centre. I was talking to a bloke the other day. He was having a bit of a moan about the minuscule amount of interest return he was getting on his money that he has invested in the bank currently. So I started explaining a few options to him and started showing what he could possibly achieve in the way of getting a better return on his money if he had it invested into a property. So we're going to have a look at a graphical example, and we're just going to take a small figure of $20,000, and we're going to look at our returns, what they would be if we invested it in the bank, and also what we could do with it to increase our return if we look to invest that into a property. So I've just used a sum of $20,000 for example's sake, but if you've got more than that you're wanting to invest, say you might have $60,000, just times all of the figures in my example by 3. If you've got 100 grand cash that you want to invest, times all of my figures by 5, or if you've got 200 grand, times the figures by 10, just add a 0 on the end. So let's dive into it and have a look at the example. So if we had $20,000 to invest for our retirement, what are our options? What could we do with it? Well, option 1, and it's pretty much the default option that the majority of people use, is they just put it in the bank. Okay, it's easy, don't have to do anything. If they were getting interest rates of anywhere between 5 and 7%, as an example, they would earn $1,000 to $1,400 per annum off that $20,000 investment. Okay, so it's not really a great return. Option 2, we could actually go out and we could buy a property for $100,000. We'd use our $20,000 as a 20% deposit, and we could borrow 80% or $80,000 from the bank to purchase that property. It would rent out for somewhere around $200 per week, so it's just over $10,000 per year. We'd pay mortgage interest of $5,200, other expenses of just over $2,000, and we would end up with a passive income, surplus rental income after paying our expenses of over $3,000. So 2 to 3 times what we'd make by putting that $20,000 in the bank. Plus, of course, we get some capital growth on the value of the property. So if it was worth $100,000, capital growth was a mere 3% a year, we'd make an extra $3,000 in capital gain over that period. And of course, with property we have the potential to buy it at a discount, so buy it for less than what it's really worth and make a capital gain there instant, and also we can add value to that property. So it's totally feasible that we could buy a property for $100,000 that was worth $110,000 or $115,000. So we've just made an extra 10 or 15 grand straight away. It's also possible that we could do some renovation work to that property and add another $10,000 or $15,000 worth of value to it as well. So you can start to see the potential of the different ways that we can make money out of the one property. Thanks for watching this video, and I hope you've gained some value out of it. If you've got a question for us, feel free to ask it in the comments down below, and we'll include it into next week's video. If you'd like to learn more about property investment, feel free to jump on one of our free property investment training webinars that we're currently running, and we'll put a registration link in the description down below. Also, please consider subscribing to this YouTube channel for more great property investment content coming up. See you next week.